Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is a Tuesday evening. That means it is time for the daily grind with me, Daanyaal Matthews. I will be with you up until 8 p.m. This is, of course, the festival week. And in studio, if you're watching on the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live, you can probably see two individuals on my left, your right. That is none other than Imtiaz Anwari and Gatisha Manilal. And they are well, they're not, or they aren't really, wait, how do I put this? They are two of the founders, because it's not just they two, of Structured Wealth Solutions. Wealth is something I'm not acquainted with. I am currently broke. Actually, I think I have about 50 rand left on me right now. So that's my net worth. Actually, I went onto the app the other day and they told me that I'm actually negative net worth. I don't know how that's possible.
Then we really need to help you as
Yeah,
soon as
truly,
possible.
truly. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and assalamu alaikum to all the VOC listeners and to Success Wealth clients, especially for tuning in live. I'm Imtiaz Anwari and this is my colleague.
Yes, assalamu alaikum to all our listeners and as well as all our clients at Structured Wealth that have tuned in to listen to us this evening. We are very excited to be on air, but more importantly, we're excited for the festival. But yes, I am Kitisha Manilal and I am one of the financial planners at Structured Wealth Solutions.
Okay, so since I have no clue on wealth at all, as I mentioned, I'm actually worth nothing. It's actually funny. I'm actually worthless. Anyway, can you give
You
a little
shouldn't say that.
We always have something.
according to okay, so for the listeners out there and myself actually,
Yes.
what is your business? How does it operate?
Okay, so Structured Wealth Solutions is an authorized financial services provider that offers both personal and corporate financial planning. So as financial planners, we focus on holistic financial planning. So our practice was basically established on the premise of sharing financial knowledge and making people aware, and more importantly, just educating our clients on solutions that would truly be in their best interest. So we aim to help our clients to reach their financial goals. And by doing this, we provide them a personal and a professional service. Yeah, so we obviously aim at giving our clients a personal touch, by building a relationship with them and going out to them after hours and assisting them to offer them the best solutions that
Like
would
when
be
we're
possible.
done over here, we're still going to see a client in the comfort of their home and doing that personal touch.
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
we're creating relationships with our clients, lifelong.
Life.
I think it's a little bit important to have some kind of relationship when you're
Yes.
dealing with people's finances
Yes, no,
and their
that's true. I
wealth.
think especially in the financial services industry, that is one of the most important skills is understanding people. And to understand people, we have to create relationships with them as well.
Indeed. Now you
Yes.
mentioned holistic wealth management, and before we came on board, I mentioned I have no actual clue what that is. So I need to just break it down for us. What does that actually entail?
Yes, so financial planning is basically sitting down with you to create a plan for you that will improve or maintain your lifestyle through any unforeseen circumstances. I mean, even if we have to look at a time of COVID-19, many families have suffered and have been through unexpected challenges. And this is exactly where financial planning comes into play as well,
Yes, I think that's so true, right? Like, let's pick on a topic like a will. We don't think about it, but why don't we think about it? Because we don't care. We don't worry because lots of our clients and lots of people out there believe that when we're dead, we're gone. But that's not the case.
Yeah. I can understand that. I mean, not a lot of people think of their mortality or the fact of the matter of what will happen to their wealth
Yes.
after.
It's
they die.
actually not about their wealth, it's about the loved ones we're leaving behind. So
True.
what is the repercussions on them? So it starts by a will, and that's how we start. With all good financial planning, it should start with a will to actually understand you and understand your family needs.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, you guys opened, I believe, this year, which is a little bit interesting for me. Well, not really interesting. I've interviewed a lot of businesses that opened during COVID, post-COVID.
Yes.
But it's always interesting to me the reality of why you started in those times. It's kind of a weird period, to start a business. And I wanted to get your insight in regards to that.
Okay, so we were supposed to establish this business in 2020, but because of COVID-19 and with the markets were, and like we're coming back to the personal touch, we couldn't visit our clients in the comfort of their home. So that's why we had to wait till COVID-19 has obviously not really passed us. It's still going to be with us, but unfortunately that's part of it.
Yeah.
And we just have to move forward with now, obviously with the restrictions, ease and things. So it's coming to your home, having that personal conversation, speaking to you about death, uncomfortable as I'm saying, But that's a sad
Yes.
reality, and that's why we
Yes.
had to start at this point out.
Yes, and I think in this regard as well, two of our very important company values come in play here as well, which is education and community. As being a community-driven person also, our team basically, we had a vision to educate people holistically about financial solutions, and obviously we also see this as a way to giving back to society, and providing people the best possible financial solutions with their best interest.
That's very interesting. I like that. I like it when businesses come on board and recognize that they are a part of the community and that giving back to the community
Yes, we
is an
are
important
actually
facet.
a community-based financial practice where we have a satellite office in Oudtshoorn that services that market as well. And that's all about the personal touch, where we go to you in the comfort of your home, or you come to our offices and meet us privately, sit down, like I said, talk about death. Very, very, very bad topic to speak about.
Yes, it's not a topic we all like
to
speaking
speak
about. Yes, but it's a
Death
reality.
is close to you than your jugular vein, as all us should know.
Yes.
So yes, speaking about death and actually making you actually realize that what is going to happen after death. What is the cost of dying? If I had to ask you that question right now, could you answer me? What is the real cost of dying?
I have no clue. I have no clue. Well,
Okay, well then you'll have to book a free.
Yes,
you'll
for
have-
that you'll have to book a free consultation with us to find out.
But just on that note, every individual or every state is different, so we have to calculate it according to everyone's needs.
Yes,
Okay,
as it differs
personalised.
as per each
Personal.
individual circumstances.
I'm very curious, you see, because you mentioned there you have a satellite office in Oudtshoorn, and then I'm also thinking to myself, why are you guys here? Why not be in Oudtshoorn? Yeah, it's hot, but man, it's a view, eh? It's a view.
It's a lovely view.
It's a view. But I
Yes.
wanted to inquire because that seems like a substantial amount of growth for a company that just started this year.
Ye-
And I wanted to know from your guys' experience starting off this year, how has the process been? How has it been like starting your own business during this period of time?
It has been challenging, but I can tell everybody out there who's wanting to start a business, who has a dream of starting a business, start when it's supposed to start. Start right away. Don't wait. Don't give up. And if you make a mistake, carry on forward. If it doesn't work out, you've learned something and just go forward.
Yes, I think while we're on this topic, I'd also like to say, look, firstly, this industry isn't for everyone. And secondly, you have to have a head for rejection. When I say have a head for rejection, means you can never give up.
Yes.
Because I think that's with anything in life. The beginning is always the hardest, but you just got to keep on moving forward, But on the other hand, it can be extremely rewarding, in the sense of people trusting you to help them to improve and maintain their lifestyles. So yes, you just need to always remain calm and remain positive. And always remember that the bad days don't last forever.
Truly.
So,
truly,
yeah.
Truly. You guys are jumping the gun. No, I'm supposed to ask that question. What are your thoughts on this later on in the show? You guys are like stealing the show from me now. That's not right.
Maybe
No.
we'll take over the
We're
show.
probably going to take over, yes.
But then you guys can save me a Tuesday evening. If you guys want to be here from 6 to 8. You
Oh,
guys can
yes,
come-
definitely.
come
Why
on.
not?
Definitely.
I would love that. I would love that.
Unfortunately not. We still have to go see a client. But maybe
Yes.
next time, definitely.
Yes, maybe next Tuesday.
Now, when you guys mentioned there of just going for it, just going at it, and just taking that leap of faith, believing in yourself, and
Yes.
recognizing that every day is not going to be the best of days, but it's
Yes.
another day to try. Now, I'm a little bit
Definitely.
curious now because you guys are relatively young, unless you guys are like older and I have to start calling you Puta and Auntie. In that case, apologies. But now, you guys are relatively young entrepreneurs. No, ladies and gentlemen, they're not 18-year-olds. I'm not trying to say it like that. They are relatively young, and I wanted to know in regards to that, you guys are entering a market that is, for many people, when they think of the financial market, when they think of all the big giants, the banking companies, the hedge funds, and all of those kind of corporate entities, they always think of it as a market that is exceptionally, has a lot of red tape around it. How do you get clients, things of that nature? I want to know your mindset entering into that, but also getting yourself started off. How did that all begin? Was it a immensely tough job? Just for insight to our listeners.
Okay, so basically we've been in the industry for almost 5 years and we've realized that the need is there for financial planning. It starts, whether you're a professional such as a doctor or just basically a general worker, we have all the same common factor is financial.
Yes, people need the financial knowledge, and the correct financial advice as well.
Okay, that's It's very interesting. It's quite interesting to me because your service that you provide is actually a service that almost every individual on in this country, especially in our community, with how important Sharia wills are for us and for our estate passing it over
community,
in the
yes.
correct manner. It's a very very important topic that, as you mentioned, people don't like to
Yes.
discuss because discussing your debt is something that is not.
Yes,
it's
people
not
don't like
amazing.
discussing. We don't like talking about death. So yes,
And well, we have to talk about it, and what we always like to tell to all of our clients is speak about this to your families, and tell them, look, we're drafting a Sharia compliant will or not, whether you're drafting a Sharia compliant or not, so long you have drafted that will, because 70% of South Africans does not have a valid will. That means
yes, currently.
that means 3 out of 4, like we're sitting here, does not have a valid will. Do you have a valid will?
No.
When I mean valid, well, you can write the will, your last wishes on a piece of paper.
Would that be
and
legally binding?
It depends. It really depends if you've done it correctly, if it was commission of oath, if whoever's inheriting was not witnessing on your will. So it all depends in that. That's why we say it should be valid.
Oh, okay, okay. You
Yes.
guys have seen how you guys are making me ask myself questions. I'm like only
Yes.
22, 22. I'm not supposed to be asking questions about my wills, or rather, that's kind of an ignorant statement because, as you mentioned, you have to think about your mortality at every moment. But with
Yes.
that, we're gonna have to go for a break. When we come back, it's more of the daily grind. So stay tuned.
For sure.
It's festival time with VOC. A festival for you and me.
The Voice of the Cape Festival is back. A weekend that promises entertainment and excitement for the entire family. Fun rides and games to keep the kids busy, while the adults will be entertained by Cape Town's best artists. Shop till you drop with many bargains on offer, and of course, amazing variety of food to tantalize your taste bud. Entry fee 30 Rand for adults, pensioners 10 Rand, and kids under 12 gets in free. From the 1st to the 4th of December at the Athlone Stadium is the place to be. The Voice of the Cape Festival is back with a bang.
Festival time with VOC. A festival for you and me.
Itchy feet? Are your athlete's feet getting out of hand? Do you suffer from ingrown toenails? Is cutting your toenails more of a pain than the toes itself? Calluses, corns, and bunions is not what you asked for. Rescue your feet now at Feet for Life. Feet for Life. We treat all foot-related problems like diabetic feet, foot screening, and basic foot care. Visit Feet for Life at our 3 branches in Constantia, Rondebosch, and Mitchell's Plain. Contact them on 067 988 6045 or go to their website on www.feedforlife.co.za to book your appointment now.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. Before the break, we were talking with Structured Wealth. They were informing me on the reality of wills and then asking me a question as to whether I have a will or not. And I don't want to get into that. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that facet there in regards to wills. Because before the break, you guys enlightened me very much on the reality of what happens when you don't have a proper will, or what happens to your estate in things of that nature. And I wanted to inquire a little bit about that because there are a lot of listeners out there, as you mentioned, 70% of the country
Yes.
doesn't have a will. And in our community, it's very much an important thing to have a will. And I wanted to inquire on some tidbits that maybe the listeners out there should know in regards to the rationale or rather motivation of why will is so important, and the ramifications of not having a will, not only for yourself but also for your family when you depart.
Yes, so if you die without a will, your estate will devolve in terms of the Interstate Succession Act. So basically, there are rules in this act that will state which family member gets what, and hence there will be no say, and it won't be distributed according to what your actual last wishes were. And that is why we encourage each and every individual to ensure that they have a valid will. So we also urge all our listeners that have tuned in today, if you feel unsure about anything and you have questions, please come and visit us at the festival so we can book this free consultation,
Yes.
and draft your free Sharia compliant will.
I almost forgot to mention, yes, they will be at the festival. That's why they're so excited.
Yes,
Yeah.
very excited. 2 more days to go.
I think it's been about 5 years since we had the last festival.
I have no clue. I have no
Maybe
clue.
it's before your time.
No, I remember going to a festival as a child,
Yes.
but then it's one of those things where you go and you just never remember what the heck happened.
Yes.
And now I'm
Start having fun.
Exactly. That's all I can remember. But we shouldn't be talking about fun right now. You mentioned the reality of what happens when somebody doesn't have a will.
Yes.
Instances where the individual's assets are divulged according to the state's law,
Exactly,
which
yes.
obviously doesn't really comply with Sharia, and obviously doesn't comply with your wishes if you didn't write it down before your
Yes,
death. And I wanted
exactly.
to know from you in regards to your experience in the field, your experience working with clients, some of the things that you've discovered in regards to, or rather things that the listeners should know in regards to this, because I'm pretty sure that there are people out there who are my age or in their 20s who are sitting like me and just I've never thought of a will. I thought when Daniel, when you're 30, that's when you're going to get the will. But of course, you can't think like that because your mortality is always that question every day. And I wanted to just know from that perspective, but also from the perspective of how you guys actually provide a holistic financial consultation. How do you guys work with clients? Of course, you can't divulge your clients' details and stuff like that. I'm not asking for that. I'm also asking for some of the methodologies you employ and how you assist.
Could we use you as an example?
You could use me as an
So
example.
basically, if you're a client of Structured Wealth, or you get hold of us, or we would get hold of you, however it goes, and one of the advisors would see, we'd start with the will, because that we have to, like I'm saying previously as well, we need to understand you. We need to understand who's your beneficiaries, the loved ones, do you really want to leave behind, and to make sure that whatever is left behind is going into accordance to what you wanted.
Yes, so definitely the way we also do this is that, we visit our clients after hours, like I mentioned at the beginning of our interview as well, and we add a personal touch to their lives. So by doing this, we create a relationship. Like we said, we still have a client to see at their home after this interview as well, you know. So yes, we go out to the clients, we create a personal relationship give them a personal touch, create that relationship with them. Because financial planning is a process, that involves the skill of understanding at the end of the day. So yes, by creating that relationship with them and by working with their financial portfolios, we get to understand them better. And by understanding them better, you get to see what they really need, what solutions do they really need.
So basically,
Yes.
what's the shortfalls in the financial profiles? Let me give you an example now, hey?
Okay.
Daanyaal.
Yes.
Let's talk about the building. Completely different.
Yes.
Let's talk about the building.
yeah.
We're going to build now a building or a house or whatever structure this is. What's the most important part of this building? Is your foundation.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
the
I was
foundation.
actually about to say that. Yeah,
It is your
definitely.
foundation, right? So what is
Yes.
our most important thing right now in our lives is our income.
Yes.
Am I right or wrong?
That is
It's our greatest asset. That's what we believe. So if I ask you a question, just off topic, how long could you survive without an income? 4, 5, 6 months.
If something
Something like that.
unexpected
Something
had to
and
happen.
could maybe years, 2
Yeah.
years, but
Yes.
what happens thereafter? Same as a building, hey? If your foundation is not protected or correctly built, or how could we say, if it's not protected, hey, then what happens if a storm comes? Like COVID-19 came,
Yeah.
what happened with our saving culture? If we didn't have a bit of savings culture, what would have happened to us? Because lots of our families and friends had problems.
Yes, so the way you save money today is how money is going to save you tomorrow.
And coming back to that foundation, hey, same as your salary or our income, basically. If we were unable to work for 4, 5 months, what about all our life commitments or all our bills that needs to be paid? That's how you get hold of us and to make sure that we could protect that income.
Yes.
And there's one little interesting tidbit that I asked you actually during the break
Yes.
in regards to this, because I was just wondering in regards to debt and whether debt can actually fall on somebody else in your family in the reality of your passing
That's
away.
advice. That's why I said you should book a free consultation.
Yes, yes.
So we can't give you advice on it,
yes,
but
yes.
just basically
Yes.
informal information.
Okay.
Yes,
then I
so it's
understand.
all about protecting your foundation.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
So it starts with the will, but what happens when life in between? So if life happens, we should definitely make sure that we have our solutions intact.
Yes.
Very interesting that, and also very enlightening. As I mentioned, there are probably people just like me, people who have not thought of this at all. I have never actually had this conversation, or even I've always heard it, of course, at Voice of the Cape. We always talk about Sharia compliant wills, but then I was just thinking, that's what old people think about. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yes.
I don't need to be thinking about.
So
my-
what are you thinking about now
I got it.
financially?
Yeah.
Financially, I think for most young people like myself, it'd be more income and rather growth in that respect. But also, I also know that there are individuals out there that are tied up to this whole social media fad, or rather this ongoing financial fad of financial freedom and get rich quick schemes
Yes,
and things like
unfortunately
that.
that doesn't work unless.
Yes,
feel-
Oh,
it
you see,
doesn't.
but you guys.
That's why you have to work hard and you have to never stop working hard.
Yeah, so I was just about to,
Yes.
I was about to like do this whole consultation thing with you there at the festival, and you could have just like told me, okay, Daniel, we see you have a problem making money. Here's how you can make some more money. And I was like,
I can tell you, if you want to make more money, work harder.
oh, that's the one thing nobody wants to hear, is it?
Unfortunately,
The one thing that keeps us going.
Truly. We have to go for some commercial news when we return. It's more of the daily grind. So
Okay,
stay tuned.
great.
Hey, Skarpstad, this festive season, we got you. At Busy Corner Meat Hyper, you can get that ideal festive gift of our famous corned beef and tongue combo at 99 Rand per kilo. Or get our lamb chops and spare ribs at 149 Rand per kilo. Plus, you get free spice. So go ahead and make that festive bull run down to Busy Corner Meat Hyper. Or order online at busycorneronline.co.za. Busy Corner Meat Hyper, where people meet.
We're back and ready to welcome you home. Your three favorite Spurs are ready to serve you your favorite meal for sit-down, deliveries and call and collect orders. Visit any of your three favorite Spurs, Topeka Spur, Kenilworth, Golden Feather Spur, Vangate Mall and California Spur, Westgate Mall, and treat yourself to breakfast, lunch or supper. Remember, safety first, so we're sanitized and energized.
Spur, people with a taste for life.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It is myself, Daanyaal Matthews, joined in studio by Structured Wealth. They actually had a question, or rather, they had something that they wanted to do with me. And I'm just gonna, and since they just dominating the show, since they're now the hosts, I'm gonna let them run with it.
Okay, so coming back to what you said was, what was your focus was on your income.
Indeed.
So, have you ever thought of protecting that before we worry about growing our incomes? Have you ever thought of protecting the one we have right now?
What does protecting mean?
That's why I said book a free consultation, and then we can speak about it. One of our advisors would send you in the right way.
I don't think I have any means of protecting, other than like a savings maybe, but
No, your actual salary.
no.
So that's why we need to have that conversation. To all of our
I
listeners
think
out
that's,
there.
you know, that question you asked me, right? From your perspective, it's a
Yes.
simple question. How are you protecting your income? For me, I don't even know what I don't even know what that question is. I don't know the content. I don't even know what you're looking for in that question.
That's why I'm coming back to that building. Eh?
Yes,
that,
yes.
That structure. Your income is basically your foundation
Mm.
of anything you're doing in life. If that foundation is not protected, your income is not protected, no matter what you want in life, it's unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Okay,
Yes.
that makes a lot of sense. But now going back to your services and the things that you provide in that
No-
nature.
oh, wait, I'm still busy
Oh,
with
you
my
were, oh, I thought you
Yes.
were. I thought we were.
No, we're not done yet.
Okay,
Like you said,
oh,
we're
man.
dominating this.
Oh man,
show,
they,
so we should
oh,
open-
it's a structured wealth show. Let's take it away. Take it away, Piers.
So yes. Like you're 22 years old now. Have you thought about retirement? What
No.
plans do you have for retirement?
No. Retirement, I always imagined it just like sitting at home and eating
So let's
sushi.
talk about statistics. Do you realize, or do you actually know that 6% of South Africans can retire comfortably? 6%.
Only 6%.
6%.
That means 94% cannot retire comfortably. That's the statistics, eh?
Yes.
Wow.
So if that doesn't
wow.
scare us, I
If
don't
it
know
doesn't
what
make you
will.
feel the fear, if it
What,
doesn't.
what, okay, you know, a question here in regards to that,
Yes.
because I'm sure listeners are out there wondering, what 6%? That sounds a little bit insane.
Yes.
But what is it when you mean retire comfortably? What
That
does that
means
entail?
when you walk out of your current employment or your business or job, whatever you're doing, it means that you can live the same lifestyle that
Yes.
you after retirement.
Will you still be able to maintain
In
that
that same
lifestyle?
flat.
Wow.
Without working.
I
Or, do
think
you, or only at retirement would you start budgeting? Okay, now I need to budget because things are now tight because I
True.
haven't planned.
Yeah, so why should we wait?
So why wait?
For
That's why come speak
circumstances.
to us now, and then we can.
I think for the majority of people in the community, especially from the aunties and uncles I've interacted with in my life, it's always a perspective of looking forward to what is it? It was 60, but now I think it's 65,
65.
Of the age of, of like retirement. I know for
Retirement, yes.
teachers it's 60,
Yes.
but they can go up until 65. And I think for most people, especially people my age, as I mentioned, as you guys probably also know because you were my age at one point, they aren't old, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying they were, 22 at one point in their lives. You guys already know that people in my age bracket do not really consider the
We were
reality.
actually in the same boat as you, and
Yes.
fortunately for us that we have joined the industry that made us realize, and that's why we have to share this knowledge, not to you, but to everyone out there, that we have to plan for that rainy day.
Because it's a disaster with how the current economy is
Before
going
life happens,
Exactly.
we should plan.
through it. Because I mean, at 65, you don't want to be worrying about where's your bread
Yes.
coming from.
Yes.
Yes, you are knocking on your neighbor's door, going from family to family.
Yes, and if you can make good financial decisions while you're young, I mean, it's going to benefit you when you're much older. So it definitely does make sense.
Okay, I'm actually going to inquire. Wait, are you still asking questions? Or-
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Okay,
no,
great.
no.
I'm back to the host. Alhamdulillah.
now.
For now. Now, I wanted to actually inquire about that, because you mentioned like the first step is, of course, discussing the will.
Yes.
Then you guys discuss the financial portfolio, and also, but also trying to figure out what the individual needs are, what
Definitely.
the individual wants, where they're
Yes.
currently standing. Maybe they have a little bit of savings, but how can they improve that? That's how you guys that's how you guys operate. But you guys always emphasize the personal touch.
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to ask you in regards to the situations like clients that you've had, or rather anything like that. But I just want to make I wanted to provide an example of something you've seen where you guys have like come through and you've helped this individual that was in dire straits. Because, like as I keep mentioning, there are literally people out there, and I can guarantee it, as you can probably guarantee with the stats that you've already provided, that have never thought of this, and they're probably now still
Yes.
thinking, yeah, this is not a thing for me. But can you just provide like an example? Not, it doesn't have to be like something that you've experienced, heard about in your industry, of someone that was in dire straits and that you assisted.
Not someone, it happens to a lot of our families. Firstly, with the world, family ties breaks brothers and sisters, whether we're Muslim or not, we don't speak to each other. Allah forgive us, astaghfirullah. Just because mommy said so and mommy said so, and this is mine. So we have families that's fighting over pots and pans.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
So-
and it's a common problem among
Yeah. It's a
many
common-
families.
it's
Literally something as small as Tupperware.
Yes,
Yes.
That's we actually
There's
what-
always family
We
conflicts.
actually call it a Tupperware meeting after a deceased, because after the deceased, after the will reading, you'll sit around the table and the uncles becomes a financial advisor. He'll tell you to, okay, your husband left you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, invest in this, invest in that, and without thinking what's the repercussions on the loved one left behind. So yes,
That actually sounds so sad, eh?
it's very sad.
Yes.
That
And that's why
sounds
we have to
monstrous.
come to everyone and make sure that we've drawn you up a valid will. Firstly, a free will that we store for free in safekeeping as well. And we should have always the original copy,
Indeed.
because it makes things a bit easier on deceased.
No, but
Yes.
that's what you mentioned there. We all know of it. We all know of the
Yes,
reality
it's a common
of
problem.
Yes,
Yes.
where people, it's really petty arguments, petty things. Something that's really negligible in our grand scheme of our lives. But that's our lives. You know,
Yes.
we don't really think about
And
what will
that's why
happen
we-
after.
Yes, we don't think about it only until it happens.
Exactly.
Then we
exactly.
experience it, and
But
then-
that situation, what you described specifically there, that where people sit around the table, they discuss and also how to divvy up the wealth. Of course,
Yes.
a lot of the time, sometimes also not Sharia compliant at all, how they divvy it up. But also the reality of what you mentioned there was the one thing I took away from it was you saying the uncle's talking about investment, and then sometimes it's an uncle that has no clue on how to save,
On
how
how
to
to save,
invest,
yes.
telling you how to invest. And that's shocking, actually. Eh?
That's actually the
very
saddest
shocking.
part, because we see it on a daily basis. Like there's some evenings, 3-4 o'clock, you get a phone call, someone passed away, and 2-3 hours later, another person passed away.
Yeah.
And then we have to obviously step in after hours. Some of our clients wake us up in the middle of the night to make sure that
Yes.
we actually come out on the passing, even though we just the advisor, but they want that support because unfortunately, we can't rely on family these days.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a sad thing
That's
because
a
when
really sad
money
part.
comes in and things go tough, of course it's not for everyone. Everybody, there are people, there are families out there that are well structured and all of that. But what we know is that our community is plagued by this issue of where families break apart when money is involved, when the world is involved, and especially.
Yes, when money is involved, everything
Yes,
changes.
but what you
so-
mentioned there was also interesting because the reality of clients calling you is goes back to what you mentioned in the very beginning.
Yes.
The personal touch.
Yes, and building a relationship with the client. Yes.
Yes, true. But that, I don't know, that for me, this has been very enlightening, more from, not only from the perspective of getting your insight as entrepreneurs, learning about how you guys started. And it's actually quite inspirational because it's not really all the time you hear of people in our community going out and tackling these kind of things and starting their own business and going on to tackle financial institutions and stuff like that, because you guys are essentially breaking into an industry, and that's absolutely enlightening. It's a shame that I wish we could have just had this integrated satellite studio in Oudtshoorn with the sun. Oh, the view.
Oh yes, our
Yes.
seniors advisor and team would love that.
I am-
Actually
They
all
would love that.
They would all tuning in and to listening to us live, and all our clients in Oudtshoorn as well.
I'm just,
Yes.
I'm just a little bit shocked. Why aren't you guys in Oudtshoorn? You guys decided to live here in Cape Town. The view in Oudtshoorn is amazing.
No, so our business is actually very much segmentized. So in Oudtshoorn, the market is a bit different. Also with the language barrier. So I am fluent in Afrikaans, but not all of us can speak Afrikaans. So that's why our advisors are there to service that
Yes,
market
and
as
to
well.
assist them.
I actually like that. I like the fact that you guys are a small business, of course, but also the fact that you guys have identified a different market out there. Because I would never have thought of that. I would have, because a lot of people, of course, in our community, especially they think of, or me rather, I just think of certain those kind of areas like the middle of nowhere where it's beautiful and all that, but it's not really a place of a lot of opportunity. But you guys have recognized that opportunity and you
No,
guys
there
have
are
set
a
up
lot of
something.
opportunity out there
Yes, there's a
for
lot of
everyone. There's
opportunities.
growth for everyone. So whoever's interested in reaching out, wherever it is, go for it. Don't stop.
Yes.
Wonderful words here by Imtiaz. Of course, breaking
Yes.
the fact that I was going to ask the question of advice for the listeners.
Yes.
He keeps going. He's actually stealing my shot. That's my question. That's my save me question. It's like the question I get you with at the end when after you've said everything.
Well,
what do
there's
you
always
advise?
more to say.
Ah,
So yeah.
of
Remember,
course.
in financial planning, we never stop
Yes,
talking.
you never stop talking. It's all about communication.
Never stop talking.
Yes.
But we're going to have to stop now. We have to go pay the bills. And when we come
Okay.
back, it's more of the daily grind. So
Yes.
stay tuned.
Come on, baby, come on. Ja, dat dan weer die staten, man.
Daai is nie die staat is jy weet.
Maar dat as jy dit is staten. Maar dat jy wil net slim wees. Nou sê vir my, waar in die goeie Kaap gaan ons nou 'n battery kry?
Universal Motors
Is
mens.
it?
In New Woodlands, Highlands Drive.
Okay.
Het die airtime.
But of course I got.
021-374-1082.
As 'n klein 9 o'clock.
Yeah, now they open from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Nou let's go. Ek het jou gesê as jy die battery nie.
The Butcher's Market. Everything you expect from a butcher's market and more, including A-class lamb and beef, chicken, sensational sausages, ground beef, tasty burgers, and quality cold meats. We take pride in the way we prepare, package, and present our products to you at the perfect price. Visit our conveniently located stores in Watergate Mall, Mitchells Plain, Belleville, Takai, Easter River, Muizenberg, and Somerset West. Or visit www.butchersmarket.co.za. The Butcher's Market. Meet your expectations.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. Before the break, talking to Structured Wealth in regards to the reality of why wills are so important and the sad state of affairs in our community when wills aren't properly managed or properly written out, especially not only because we are Muslims and we have to comply with Sharia, but also the reality of what effect it has on the family in your passing. But I wanted to go a little bit more in detail in the services that you guys provide beyond just the Sharia compliant wills.
Yes. So obviously, like we mentioned, all good financial planning does start with a will. But from there onwards, we can discuss what the client really needs. So some of our other services include Sharia compliant wills, estate planning, income protection, life and risk cover, educational planning, investment advice, as well as retirement planning.
And health benefits as
Yes,
well.
and the health benefits.
Such as medical aid, so forth.
So basically, as you guys mentioned, you guys basically gave the overview in the beginning.
Yes, so
where
it's
you mentioned
holistic
holistic
financial planning.
financial
Yes.
planning.
And what's
yes.
nice about us is we have an umbrella of products where we can tailor make it to your needs. So,
Yes.
like you said, all the companies are out there that only service their products where
Yes.
we could compare holistically with
Yes.
benefits and rates there. So
Yes,
forth.
because sometimes there may be a client that might need retirement planning or might not need a will, but well.
Okay, everyone needs a will.
Everyone needs a will. Everyone
but
does need a will.
Some of
but
our
yes.
clients actually are very adamant that they don't need a will.
Yes, a lot of clients are like, oh no, I don't need a will, or I'll do it next year
Yeah.
or some other time. But people don't realize the importance of it.
It's easy just to get
you
it
know, but
over and done with
Yes,
in
so
the
that is why
beginning.
we always start with the will, and then we see from
But
there
alhamdulillah,
what
for all of those
need.
clients, they actually, after speaking to them, they understood the importance of having a will and the legal
Yes.
implications for your family left
Yeah,
behind.
truly. Because as you mentioned before, especially in our community, I must stress this, that the reality of the state divvying up your estate is not the
Yes.
reality that many of us want to look forward to, because again, we are compliant to follow Sharia in that respect. But you also mentioned something in regards to, of course, you mentioned to me anyway, that you guys also work with clients to achieve their goals. That's why it's tailor-made, it's bespoke. You guys don't just
Yes.
come through with a structured plan, which is also a benefit because many people may find it intimidating to go to the big banks who have these products, and you're like, it doesn't. It has aspects that I want, but it's not necessarily everything
Everything
that I
that you need.
Exactly,
Yes, yes,
exactly.
that's true,
But you
yes.
guys also work with investments and assisting your clients in managing investments, correct?
Yes,
Yes,
we
that's
do.
true.
Some of our clients obviously have wills, and then we can obviously add on things that they need
That
as
they
well.
need from the will, yes, afterwards, yes.
No, that's very important. Maybe we can have a discussion and you can show me where I can invest my money and I cannot be broke anymore.
Inshallah, we definitely
We
will.
still work on that free
Personally, I think
consult.
after the will, we should plan for your retirement.
Oh yes, oh yes.
That is the most
I'm
important.
thinking retirement at 30, travel the globe. You know, live one of those Hollywood lifestyles.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm.
So we'd
Inshallah,
rather
we'll make
start
an
planning.
dua for you.
Yes.
India is shaking his head and then he's saying, "Inshallah." You already know where that's going. But I think that, I'm keep emphasizing this point in reality of mortality, because the question you asked me actually enlightened me on the reality of the fact that, you know, at any age one has to consider the family, because it's an important thing to consider.
Yes, yes.
The reality is, like, whatever wealth I have, which is not that much, it can assist my family in some respect, and the best time to sort all of that out is right now, because we can't guarantee that tomorrow we're about to wake up, or that the day after we're going to wake up.
Or there might be a next pandemic
Yes,
might happen.
exactly.
Exactly.
You just never know what
Which
tomorrow
actually is amazing, because your services that you provide are not beyond just the walls in regards to the investment and the reality of
Retirement,
assisting
yes.
with retirement and savings.
Yes.
Also
Protection
helps
and so forth.
protection against those kind of calamities, those kind of things that are just out of the blue, can't be planned for, but can be
Exactly.
planned for
Can.
with the correct people. And you guys, of course,
Yes.
have the correct people.
That is why we need to start planning today.
I think maybe I should take that up, but you know, I think for a lot of people, looking at the reality of what assets you have or the lack of assets you have, and as you mentioned, looking at the debt you have, it is
Yes, it is.
it's an awkward conversation, not only to have with
really
others but also yourself.
Yes, it is a very awkward conversation to
And
have
we
with
should
people.
always make sure that our assets always outweigh our liabilities on
Liabilities.
death. During our life, look, we strive to get to day to day and we carry on, but on our janazah, on our deceased, what happens to our families once again?
Yes.
So there are solutions. That's why I said book a free consultation with Structured Wealth, and we'll take it
And
from
meet
there.
us at the festival, yes.
No, definitely. I very much recommend that anybody out there, just have a conversation. Because I'm sure they can converge, and they also, I believe you provide a free Sharia compliant one as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Yes, so
Free
that's-
So we
Sharia
charge-
compliant or not, because obviously some of our individuals do not want to go the Sharia way due to
Yes.
circumstances, and we have to understand all of those as well.
Of course.
Yeah, so Sharia compliant or not, we're still going to draft your will for free. Yes.
But I think for anybody listening, it's the most important thing just to have a conversation. If you have a conversation as I've had here now, you'd probably realize the reality of what actually happens without the will. Because I mean, for you and me, we can always just think, you know, I'm in the cupboard, I'm out of here, I'm not here anymore. But the reality is, with the families that we care for, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, if children, I don't have children.
Our kids, our future kids.
Our future kids,
yes.
how will they be managed in our absence? And the fact that we will be actually answering for that on the Day of Qiyamah is an even bigger
And
reaction.
not having a valid
Yes.
will or having a Sharia compliant will on Akhirah, what are we going to say? We had the opportunity, we were listening to it live on air, but
Yeah.
we did not want to do it, and that's going to
Yes,
be a
it's
problem.
very important. It's very much an important topic. We actually had a comment here coming from not the WhatsApp, from Facebook in regards to Salam. Very interesting topic, and your studio personnel of structured wealth is very informative advice that I need. Shukran, and may the company go from strength to strength, inshallah, from Russia.
Shukran, Ameen.
Wonderful
Ameen.
message there. You can actually meet again. You can meet them at the festival.
Okay, yes,
You can
definitely.
come and visit us at the festival, and you might obviously win a prize. Yes.
Is a prize involved?
There's a
Yes.
prize or two. That's a mystery.
It's a
It
mystery.
is a mystery.
It's a mystery.
For now.
For now.
Maybe they will be investing in you.
Yes, but stay tuned.
Stay
No,
tuned. And it's
definitely.
basically simple. What you have to do is book a free consultation.
Yes, just book a free consultation.
We'll draft your will for free. We'll do it safekeeping, and also, don't even take anything from us, but just have to listen to hear what you have to say.
You know,
Yes.
I must say this. I love that about your business. The fact that you guys are doing that, a free consultation, free Sharia. Well, you know, if a lot of financial institutions would never do that for free, and the charge would be
Actually,
insane.
to come in that note,
Yeah.
hey, we were called out to a church in Delft, and one of
Yes.
one of the elders came to us, and she told us the bank had to charge it almost 2,500 rand just to draft the will.
Wow.
And then we came and we helped her, and I
Yeah.
promise you, the feeling you leave behind helping someone, it is
No,
it's
truly, no,
amazing.
truly. But
Once
also
again, personal
that
touch.
Personal touch.
But it's good that you
Yes.
mentioned that, because that's actually an aspect that people also, the reason why they don't go for these kind of things is because they think, oh, I have to go through the banks. And if I
Yes,
go through the
exactly.
banks, it's a whole issue,
It's like a whole
red tape, it's
lot of
like
consequences.
exactly,
Through a
exactly.
lawyer or so forth.
Yes,
but
that is why we love assisting
it doesn't
people,
matter
yeah.
who you go for, but make sure you have that valid will. That's actually what we really believe in. Don't believe anything else, but make sure that the
Yes.
will is valid.
It's very important to
Truly,
ensure
truly.
that you have a valid
Yo,
will.
this time is flying, eh? Jeez.
Yes.
We have to actually go for another commercial break. When we return,
Oh, no.
to more of the daily grind.
Win an unshakable experience at the PPC Picnic in the Park concert. Buy just 40 bags of PPC cement and store and win tickets for you and 4 family members to watch the FIFA Soccer World Cup semi-finals game. Upload your receipt on the PPC Sure Awards for an evening of fun at one of our PPC sites. Visit ppc.africa for more information. PPC, 130 years of unshakable.
Sharia compliant means shared responsibility, collective assurance, and a mutual undertaking. Which is why at Bright, we provide insurance with technical expertise, risk-focused insights, and an oversight system with compliant dimensions. Shared risk, shared expertise, and Sharia compliant. Contact your broker or visit brightinsure.co.za to find out more. Bright, approach risk with purpose. Bright is a licensed insurer and authorized FSP.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It is our final segment, unfortunately, for Structured Wealth. But this won't be the last time you see them. No,
Definitely
no, no,
not
no.
the last time.
They will be
Yes,
there
Ameen.
on the weekend at the Voice of the Cape Festival. You can go talk to them there. But for anybody out there that doesn't want to wait, they don't want to wait until the weekend, although you still should be making your way out to the Voice of the Cape Festival. It's a must. You have to be there. You have to enjoy it. But for anyone that is thinking, you know what, as I mentioned earlier, the reality is you don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to wake up the day thereafter. And it's important to get this done now. If they wanted to get in contact with you now and maybe sort out the consultation date, how can they do so?
Yes, so for our clients that would obviously love to come and see us, you can come through to our office in Belleville at the Belleville Mall on Voortrekker Road. And you can also WhatsApp us on 067 733 9314 or email us on admin@structuredwealth.co.za. And alternatively, you can also visit our website at www.structuredwealth.co.za as well.
Truly. And of course, I must emphasize the fact that they are doing free consultations. I'm emphasizing it for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that the situation Imtiaz mentioned there, of the reality of the fact that if you go to banks, they're probably going to charge you just to talk to you, probably, and to get things done. But the fact that they're doing it for free is something that I both applaud, but also I highly recommend to everybody out there. Obviously, the conversation, as they mentioned, will be rather awkward, but it's confidential between you and them. And the
Yes.
reality is getting it done and dusted now is the best thing, not only for yourself, but also for your future, as they've mentioned innumerably.
I mean,
innumerably. But also, if you want to get your will done, you can also have a consultation, and then maybe they can see how they can better your desires in regards to finance, in regards to growth. Because as you mentioned, you guys also do, of course, investments and it's
yes,
assisting in
so
that
we
capacity.
offer holistic financial planning.
And
Yes.
corporate. So for
Yes.
all those business owners out there who's thinking of having some few, let's say a will as a benefit, we can come in and obviously give to all of your staff wills a basic thing,
Yes.
like an employment benefit, like we do employment benefits as, well.
And you guys also assist, of course, companies.
Companies with the employment
Yes,
benefits,
with the
like,
employment benefits.
like group schemes, so forth. And we are introducing to all the companies now that let's come in, whether you have 20 staff, whether you have 10 staff, whether you have 300 or 3,000, let's give all your staff a will and take it from there.
Yes.
Let's start with that will, and inshallah, everything would
Everything will work out.
fall
But I'm
into
also
place.
curious. You guys also work with businesses in your capacity of holistic financial advice, is that correct?
Yes.
Wow, that's very enlightening, because then not only do the people out there that are worried about their future can come to you, but also the business owners, because
So
I
business
have
assurance also
Yes.
a very big thing,
Yes.
like
Yes,
key man
business assurance.
and so forth.
truly, because I've had people on here who discuss their future, and I always ask them a question that I'm actually going to ask you now. Yes, got you. Yes.
Yeah.
You want to take over the show? I got you. Don't worry. They always think about their future,
Yes.
and they always want to know where their future is going to be, and they always have these dreams, which are wonderful to hear, obviously.
Yes.
But a lot, like as you know, a lot of people that are passionate often at times miss some of the financial details in regards to getting to that goal. And that is
Yes.
something that you guys can assist with, which is absolutely wonderful. And that actually brings me to my next question. Yes. So basically, every time a guest comes on here, I ask them in relation to how long the business has operated in regards to where they see themselves in the future. But you guys are a little bit different because you guys are financial planners.
Yes.
You guys do so you guys are way more self-aware. So now I'm gonna have a question here. I'm gonna say, where do you guys see yourselves? Let's say in the next, let's say year to 1 year to 1 year to 2 years. Where do you see yourself, or where do you see your business going?
We see our business obviously growing as in the will section where 70% of South Africans doesn't have a will, and we would like to change that statistic. So whether it's a
Yes.
year from now or 20 years from now, we believe that we're going to change that statistics in this world.
I like
Definitely.
the fact that you guys come through with that. I must
Yes.
applaud you for, of course, bringing forth the fact that you guys do the free consultations and all that, but also the fact that you guys do it selflessly for
Yes.
the community. That's something I truly applaud, because I think a lot of the times when people become or get an iota of success, they forget rather their heritage. They forget the people that were there around them, the people that were making simple
Yes,
things like
that's
a
very
dua,
true.
and
Yes.
that push them towards that goal. The small people, you know,
people.
and they forget where they come from. But I love the fact that you guys
Yes.
go back into the community and you guys
Yes,
assist.
so we go
Yes,
back into
like-
the community, like we work after hours in the rural areas. Even in Khayelitsha, we have clients. Some of our clients that doesn't believe in wills and actually afterwards understand the importance, not just about the will and all other financial assistance as
Yes,
well.
just to empower them and make them aware of, why it's so important to ensure
Right.
that you do have a valid
Like
will.
last night, we were at, I think about 8:30, I left a client in Delft.
In Delft, yes.
And if you see those areas, like those people really need that financial support, and that's where we need to come firstly.
I must
Yes.
8:30.
In
You guys
Delft.
sleep a lot, do you? I mean,
Actually, not anymore.
I mean, the way you describe the people calling you up late at night, something's happened, can you come and see me? And the personal touch that you have means that your contact list is probably endless. But also, wow, 8:30.
Yes, sir. And also we
Yes.
do a lot of community projects, like this morning we were in.
We were at the
The
SAPS
SAPS
event
event at
for
the
16
Protein
days of activism. Yes, so it was very interesting as
And
well.
then over the weekend, it was Friday and Saturday.
We were at the
at
correctional
service in
services.
Paulsmoor.
Yes, for the endurance
We
walk.
for all those correctional staff coming around the cluster out of South Africa from
Wow.
all the different areas, supporting them, giving
Yes.
them that bit of support,
Financial advice.
as well.
Wow, I'm a little bit shocked. No. You don't you don't often hear. I mean, our community, people often avoid financial people or people of your ilk in the commercial
Yes, because
sense.
all they believe is we're here to take your money, but
Exactly.
that's not
Yes.
true. We are here to protect your future, and when life happens,
Then we definitely do show up.
No, truly. Because like as you mentioned of the lady that you met in Delft and her story of paying 2.5k for a will. that one story has a ripple effect in the community.
And that's only
Yes,
one
that's
of them,
very
right?
true.
And this
Yeah.
was just one story. I can give you hours of stories of people.
Yes,
which
there's a lot of stories.
and it's not just about everyone else, it's about us as individuals. If we can relate to what we're saying right now, get hold of us.
Yes, contact
at the,
us.
Whether it's at the VOC festival or it's private, whatever it is coming out to your comfort of your home. But let's start and see how we could assist.
No,
Yes.
truly.
But let's start with the will.
yes,
Yes.
Keep stressing the world, because the reality of the fact
Yes,
is
it's really
it's the most.
important.
It's
But
the reality.
besides the world,
Yes.
we also have to live. So what in between life? Don't just think that we're focusing on the world out
No,
there.
no.
We're also focusing on if something had to happen to us while we're alive. We
Yes.
also
And there's
take care
always
of
solutions
just
for
what
everything in
everything.
life.
As
so
they mentioned, holistic financial
Yes.
advice. Holistic. I don't know. I love that word. But actually, we've actually run out of time. I know you
Sadly.
guys.
Sadly, eh?
I know you guys were a little bit
Yes,
worried
was
before.
really enjoying this conversation.
Because when I told you it's 10, and it's in regards to the length of the segment, you guys were like, oh wow, it's a long time. But as you've probably seen, it goes by
it
so
goes
fast.
too fast.
It
Yes.
goes way too fast, especially when you're just getting into the meat of it
Yes.
and you're just discovering more things. Because I've learned quite a lot here as the
Alhamdulillah
listeners
for
have.
that, and hope our listeners also took something
Yes.
back what we said today. And think about it. Whatever questions you have, please
Yes,
ask us, get
contact
hold of
us,
us, and
let's meet at the festival.
So,
Let's get to know one another.
Let's
We are
have
looking
fun.
forward
We
to
also
it.
want to have fun
Yeah.
at the festival as well.
Oh, I'm looking
That's the
forward
most
Yes.
important
the
thing. of it.
rides, the food. I can already imagine.
Yeah.
I'm losing track of time. Anyway, shukran so much for coming on
Shukran.
board.
Yes.
Afwan.
Thank you so
Shukran.
much, Daanyaal. Yes.
Afwan for having us as well.
No,
Jazakallah, may Allah
no.
reward.
Shukran so
Yeah.
much. And I make dua that Allah allows your business to grow from strength to strength, not
Inshallah,
only
Ameen.
for yourselves, but also for the activity that you do in the community, because your growth means you can assist more in the community.
Yes.
Yes,
I mean.
So, Amen.
Yes.
But with that, it's the conclusion now of this segment, not the show. I'm talking like it's the end of the show. It's not the end of the show. I'm still here. I'm still here till 8.
Shukran to all our listeners for also tuning in.
But shukran to you for coming on. The words that you've spoken on no small feat in regards to the minds of the listeners. I'm sure there are many people that are thinking right now on the reality of where their family will be in the result of their passing. And I must say to you, shukran for that, for bringing that forward, for enlightening me as well. Because as I mentioned before this day, I was just like, oh, retirement, that's like when I'm 60, And it's like,
Yes,
I
but
don't, yeah.
what happens when you
Yes.
get to 60?
Yes,
That's
that
the
is
real
it.
question.
The saddest thing is, of course, as you know, members of our elderly community not being able to even live day to day, and then that causing other issues in the family. It's just a mess.
That's true. And it's
So
a reality
if
out
we
there.
can
Yes.
start by the will and build in everything thereafter, then inshallah, I'm sure we could try and solve
Make
those
a difference.
problems and solve some of our problems.
Truly. But I'm actually really running out of time now. Shukran so much.
No, Afwan
And
for
to all of
having
the
us.
listeners, stay tuned. The show isn't done yet. We're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, it's more of the daily grind. So stay
Assalamu
tuned.
alaikum from Structured
Okay.
Wealth.
Assalamu alaikum.
Are you looking for a well-established Muslim preschool close to the CBD? Burhanul Preschool in Burkab offers the following: highly qualified staff, small classes for quality care, a motherly environment, freshly cooked meals daily, a full holistic learning program including madrasa, a range of extramural activities and outings. The school premises is also available for children's parties. For more information, please contact Principal Nuha on 021 423 7690 or visit our website at www.burhanul.org.za.
When Allah tests you, don't say why me. Instead, say Alhamdulillah.
Let your faith be stronger than your fear.
Appreciating the little things in life through the mercy of the Almighty Allah. All here on AM Inspirations from Monday to Friday between 5 and 6:30 AM. Only on the Voice of the Cape 91.3 FM.
Saturday Live.
Tune in to Saturday Live, Saturday mornings between 7 and 10 a.m. with Muhammad Zain Majid and Fadil Tofi.
Stop al die nonsense praatjes.
No wonder you look as if you're damaged.
Damaged good.
Go, Nina.
Let it go. Ja, niet achter, niet achter. Just hou die in vir jouself. Ons wil nie
Your weekly stop for entertainment, movie reviews, theatre productions, and of course, lots and lots of laughter. That's Saturday Live, Saturday mornings between 7 and 10 a.m.
My radio station, your radio station, our radio station, the voice of the Cape.
اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام.
أنا ماني فياش واش عليا مني نقلق من رزقي لاش والخالق يرزقني.
أنا مالي فيهاش واش عليا مني نقلق من رزقي لاش والخالق يرزقني.
الله 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 الله
صلوا على رسول الله. اللهم صل عليه.
اللهم صل عليه. صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام.
يا قلبي ثق بالله فهو المعطي المانع وارضى بقضاء الله إنك لله رجاء.
ماذا في علم الله الخير في الواقع واقنع بالشيء بلاش من يقنع يستغني.
الله 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 الله
ولا ما في قلبي غير الله. اللهم صل عليه.
اللهم صل عليه.
اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. نوصيك بتقوى الله في سرك والإعلان
واعلم بأن الله حاضر في كل مكان.
وإذا ينفعك الله ليس يضرك إنسان.
لا التعب الكل علاج أقل الشيء يغنيه.
الله 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 الله
صلوا على حبيب الله.
اللهم
صل عليه.
صل عليه وآله. اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. اللهم صل على المصطفى
حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام.
At Melomed, it's more than just a life, just a patient, just a condition that's reduced to the fine print. It's your life, where every second is of infinite value and requires the highest level of quality private healthcare. Melomed houses some of South Africa's top specialists, including our renowned cardiac and stroke centers of excellence. So when you require private hospital care in Cape Town, choose Melomed, quality and affordable healthcare.
Hedge your real foreign exchange risks with either fixed, partially, or fully optional Sharia-compliant contracts with our award-winning e-market trader platform. Visit standardbank.co.za for more information. Innovation rooted in tradition. Standard Bank Sharia Banking. It can be. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP. T's and C's apply.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's myself, Daanyaal Matthews, back on the Daily Grind. And if you're on the live stream on Facebook and YouTube, you can probably see me there. And you can probably see now a different tall man on my left. Yes, Imtiaz is gone. And it is none other than Yusuf Loughton in the studio. And of course, this segment is, of course, all of the some of the vendors that are going to be at the festival, with Cape Chick being no different. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Yusuf. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Daanyaal. Good to see you. And assalamu alaikum to all your listeners.
Yes.
It's good to be here on the radio station. And yeah, as you said, we're part of we're going to be part of the festival. And yeah, it's just fun to, get in touch with you and your listeners.
Yes, truly. But the festival is the biggest thing. I'm getting very excited for it.
Yeah,
Not only for the vendors, but also just the experience, but also the rides. I feel like a kid again when I think about it. Yeah. But anyway.
You're right. And then you guys haven't been there for a while, isn't
it? Yeah, we haven't been there for a while. I don't even remember when I was there. I was a kid. Yeah. It was one of those things where you go in and you remembered it, but you also don't. You more so remember the experience.
Yes.
But anyway, we're digressing too much. You see, we're too wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen.
For the weekend.
Too excited. I wanted to get into the nature of your business, Cape Chicks. What exactly do you guys sell? It's kind of obvious, but for those you need to spell it out for Canadian light.
Yeah. So the name says it all. Cape Chicks. We're in Cape Town and we sell chicken. But it's not only that. It's a new store. We've opened up like about 5 months ago. It was just after Ramadan, I think, about in May. And it's a new store that we identified that the city needed some sort of a one-stop fresh and frozen food market, but something totally different than what Cape Town has seen before. So we're part of a bigger distribution company. We have good relationships with all the major farms, many major farms in South Africa, such as Rainbow, Yenwell, major companies such as McCain and things like that. So we're able to bring those products to the consumer. And also what we try to do is give the shopper an experience. It's not only about saying, come shop at our store. No, we want you to come enjoy the experience within the store.
Truly. No. That's very important. But I like how your approach to it, basically offering a holistic experience in regards to shopping by offering all of these household essentials, or rather what people generally are always looking for.
Right,
but I'm actually curious here in relation to Cape Chicks. The motivation for starting. My voice is going a little bit.
Yeah, so as I said, we're a dynamic team. The company did have roots before in Joburg, and they do have a distribution network there, here. But then we realized you need a store to get your products out there, to get consumers used to what you have to offer, especially the brands and the quality of the brands. So that's what our biggest motivation was. And I said we wanted to do something totally different, make it a good shopping experience.
Yes.
And the brands, and we learned a lot, and we cater for Cape Town. What Cape Townians like.
No. Very, very interesting there. Now, I mentioned that in the beginning, also motivation for starting, because in our community, there are conventional things that people want to get into. When you're growing up, you want to go and work at, you want to be a doctor, an engineer, mechanic.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people grow up saying, "Yo, I want to open."
No, it's different. No, it's different. We don't only do chickens, but it's exciting. It's exciting. And besides, it's a business whereby you feel like you have your challenges. As I said, in business, it's like boxing. You're going to get knocked down. It will knock you down to the ground and things like that. But you just get back up and. It's different. It's like we're not only doing chicken. We're doing Busy Corner products. We do Busy Corner. We got a good relationship with Busy Corner, Mubarak Foods. We got McCain. We got frozen veggies. We got even ice cream as well. Now summertime ice cream is it's a winner.
Truly.
Kids are coming in there. You must see kids come into the store. They're looking at the ice cream, and then the mother turns around and she sees, I can buy chicken here as well. Yeah,
in this weather, who can blame them?
You're right.
an ice cream would be amazing during the day.
Right.
But that's a very important thing there. I think a lot of people out there should actually take notes in regard to that. The reality that even though you are catering, you obviously your main target or your main clientele are parents or rather middle-aged individuals that can afford to purchase this stuff. It's not kids, but they're making it attractive for everybody involved, because as everybody knows, when the mother is going to go shop, the children are going to follow along. And if the children are excited to go, then there's no problems for anyone.
Yes, you're 100% correct.
Yes.
So we do cater. I mean, we cater for more. Our clientele is so diverse. We cater for all different clientele. Anybody who comes into Cape Cheese can afford our products. We cater for. There's no. It's not like necessarily where it's like only a certain market. We cater for everybody. But we make sure that the products are quality.
Yes.
So
And
you know, you're coming in there, you know, you're getting a quality product. We maintain the cold chain. So I mean, as I said, most of our products are all, it's food, it's perishable. So we make sure we keep our cold chain intact from the farm to the store.
Yes.
So whether it's frozen or fresh.
And you said that you mentioned you have connections with farms across basically the country.
Yes. We got like and we got good relationships with Rainbow, with Yanwell, with McCain chips, frozen veggies, things like that. There. As I said, Bazikona here from Cape Town. Polar ice cream as well. So that's
absolutely wonderful. But I must say, like not the grandiosity, rather the stature of your business right now in 5 months it's quite enlightening. I mean, or rather inspirational. In 5 months, you guys
have you heard about us? Like
no, of course I work at Voice of the Cape. I know that they did not. I've heard of Cape Chicks, but also as I tell everyone when they ask about did you buy this and that, ladies and gentlemen, the nature of food and what to eat and what not to eat, or what is good or what is not good, is the domain of my mother. It is not my domain. I have no clue. As I mentioned before, when I mentioned that the kids are going to the store, I mentioned me.
We're all kids inside.
I have no clue on the specials in that. However, as I've grown up, I've had to, of course, purchase food and ingredients and stuff like that. I've realized that the prices are insane. When you're a kid growing up, you're like, oh wow, I just want chicken. I can get more chicken.
You don't know what your parents
are
going through or what they need to.
But when you look at the prices these days, they are quite insane in regards to like how our products have inflated in value. I'm sure every single person at home listening right now can say, the potatoes went up, this went up, that went up. But you guys target specifically the community, and you guys offer not only affordable prices but also an experience. That's the one thing that you keep mentioning, the experience.
No, and I think that boils down to our philosophy. Our philosophy is like you can't be greedy in business. You must also think about the consumer, about the challenges. You need to look at the macroeconomic challenges. I mean, a country is, as you said, potatoes are one example. You know, things are tough out there. So you must cater to the community. You know. Make sure that your prices are competitive. We believe that our prices are very competitive. We try to give the consumer the best value for money.
Yes.
So you're getting quality products, but you're also paying a good price.
Yes, truly. Now, I want to move into one other thing there that you mentioned there, of course, the fact that you started 5 months ago.
Yes.
Now, I keep bringing this back up because the nature of your business, the stature that it currently has, the fact that people are hearing about it at this stage. I mean, as you know, as an individual that probably has a history in business, you know that 5 months in and people hearing your name, it's kind of a big deal. But I wanted to know from your perspective, like, obviously people out there listening and hearing about your business, they probably think themselves, wow, it's amazing. But a lot of the time when they hear that, they often delegate themselves in their minds by often at times saying, they're doing that, I can't do that. But I wanted to learn from you in regards to the hardships that you guys faced in the beginning, but also what hardships you faced, but also the mentality that you had going forward from those hardships.
Yeah, so we maintain every day. It's Allah tests you, without a doubt.
Truly.
Allah tests you in every single aspect of your life. Whether it's business, whether it's your personal life, you get tested constantly. So we look at it like that you make sabr, you make dua, you make effort. Every day you wake up, you go to work and you try your best. That's it. And as I said, it's difficult without a doubt, when you start things like that. I mean, look at, for example, we in the food industry, there's load shedding. Everybody goes. It's not only our problem, everybody's suffering through it. But like maybe with us, what makes it more challenging, you need to make sure your freezers.
Exactly.
You can't afford your freezer, your ice cream to melt. The kids are going to come tomorrow and they're not happy.
Yeah.
They don't want melted ice cream.
Yeah, because it also becomes a problem because then how do you maintaining quality during load shedding is probably a massive problem, not only in terms of it's just effort, but also finance the generator,
generators, diesel, things like that. But it's challenges, and you know, we embrace it. And you know, as I said, you have faith in Allah, and you put your effort, you make your effort, and you know, and it's I don't say anybody should feel daunted out there, you know, of starting a business. It's difficult without a doubt, but you have to take that first step.
Yes, indeed.
I don't want to sound so like, you know, more, but that's how it is. You have to just take a risk.
No,
we maintain. You have to. We
No,
take
I 100% agree with you. I also always welcome listeners to come on board and to mention that the reality of us. That's why I always ask the question: what are the hardships you face and how you get through them? Because the reality is, there are people out there that probably they are too excited to start the business, and they're clouded by the emotions, their passion, and not recognizing the reality of where they're entering. But you mentioned something even better there. You mentioned the reality of understanding the macroeconomic principles at work, or rather the macroeconomic reality, and understanding the reality of what the customer is facing. I think that for a lot of people, that often at times doesn't become a good thing to think of, because when you're going in and you think, oh yeah, I can just sell this for 50 rand, but then but the reality is, what if most customers can't afford it for 50 rand? Because everything else is increasing in price, so why would they purchase this thing for 50 rand? And that's the sad reality, is where you have to lower the price to accommodate for the consumer. But for you and your perspective, you guys seem way more focused in regards to the community and the people.
Yes, without a doubt. I mean, let me give you an example. There's a lady who comes every single day. She buys like a 8-kilo bag of chicken, and she actually cooks. She makes pap and chicken, and she sells it from her kiosk. So we look at it, like, you know, she chose our shop. You know, she came to the store and she chose us, and then we were able to offer her that there. So we cater to the small businessmen as well, as you say, entrepreneurs. You know, an entrepreneur doesn't mean, you know, you're starting something big in it. It's a small thing. I mean, people nowadays with ice cream, I get customers coming inside the store, they're buying 2-3 boxes, and they're selling it outside. So you get those, but they're willing to take a risk. They're willing to take a risk. You know, the ice cream could melt, but I can also, you know, do something on my own. And then earning an halal, earning an halal income. So that's most important.
Truly. No. That is most important. Understanding that you just have to take a risk. It's the reality of how the world works. It's the reality of entrepreneurship. There are going to be 1,001 factors of why you shouldn't start a business. But all you need is to just start it. I mean, that's the reality of it. But you know, Yusuf, we have actually run out of time. Not the show. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere. We're still going to get into more details of the products that you have on sale, but also the festival, because
really
they are going to be at the festival. And when Yusuf came in and he mentioned the festival, he had a smile and he was like lighted up. So I'm sure he has a lot of things to share in that regards. So with that, we're going to go for some commercial news. When we return, it's more of the Daily Grind. So stay tuned.
Woodstock, Galito's Flame Grilled Chicken is fired up to be roasting in your hood. Founded 26 years ago, Galito's has a solid footprint of over 220 stores in 17 countries, offering fiery flavor, mouth-watering meals, and chicken you can trust. We now have the pleasure of inviting you to score big with a Galito's chicken strips and rice, or chips and free Coke for just 49 Rand. Available at Galito's Rosmead Avenue, Claremont, and Salari Road, Woodstock. Both stores strictly halal. So folks, forget the other O's and vie to Galito's.
Start your day the Mug and Bean way with a hot cappuccino and a generous breakfast. Mug and Bean Kenilworth Centre serves a wide range of breakfasts, including omelets, bagels, eggs Benedict, and even healthier vegetarian options too. Mug and Bean Kenilworth Centre, strictly halal, ICSA certified.
Call and collect orders now on promotion. With every 150 Rand spent on takeaways, and get a free Asian cauliflower bite or a portion of wings absolutely free.
Indomie is lekker noodles. Indomie is lekker noodles.
Het julle gehoor? Hot and spicy is die beste geur van Indomie noodles. Hot and spicy is altyd lekker en smaklik en meer belangrik, bekostigbaar.
Das een vir jou, das een vir my. Indomie is lekker noodles.
Indomie is 'n lekker noodle. Nou beskikbaar by Visfabriek Lansdowne, Visfabriek Mitchells Plain, Elite Cash and Carry, Devlin Epping, Devlin Mitchells Plain, Devlin Paul, MA Power Trade, Fairfield Meat Centre en Strand Cash and Carry.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. In studio, we have Cape Chicks. We have Yusuf Loughton, the manager at Cape Chicks there. And before the break, I mentioned that they're going to be at the festival. I mentioned the reality of Yusuf. He's so excited to tell me what is going to be an offer at the festival. But before we get to the festival, I want to drag this along a little bit because I think I'm actually also waiting for the surprise. I told Yusuf I don't want to be told.
Yes,
I want to be told on air because I want to just hear it as well. But Yusuf, going back to the products that you have available, right? What are those products? What do you
Okay,
guys...
so our products is we specialize in fresh chicken, frozen chicken, crumb chicken. So frozen we mean like if you want your cake like a 10 kilo, maybe for example a 10 kilo leerkotte, So you got fresh chicken, frozen chicken, crumb chicken, a lot of crumb chicken like crumbed wings, crumb strips, things like that. We have a lot of IQF as well, individually quick frozen chicken. So that's like your 4 kilo, 8 kilo bags. We have also offer. People love lovers, hearts, things like that. We have bologna. We have ice cream, as I mentioned before, frozen chips, frozen veggies. We got meat as well. We have meat
the whole
as well.
range.
Yes.
It's the whole range, basically. It's not only the chicken. It's not only for
sauces, spices. The entire meal.
You can basically get everything there. Everything.
Yes,
I mean, it's chicken. We don't want normal chicken, fine. You can get crumb chicken. IQF. There is ice cream for the kids. Everything is available at Cape Chicks. But now we get into the serious topic right now, the absolutely most important topic. That is the Voice of the Cape Festival.
Excited, man. We're really excited.
Yusuf, enlighten us. I know you want to just spread the word.
So Naseem, Hassan and I, we're really excited about it. It's more like we're looking forward to connect to the community.
Yes.
That's our biggest aim for this year. Is that we want to connect to the community. We want to showcase our products, showcase our services, and showcase our brand. We want to we want to showcase our brand and what we have to offer to Cape Town. So at the festival, we will be having a store. We're going to have our products, most of it our crumb products. And it's just like our brand. We want customers to identify the brand.
Yes, indeed.
That's important.
So they can come and go, so they can basically come and purchase your products there.
Yes, they can purchase like what we have in the store. So, for example, if we have maybe like a burger, you can purchase a burger and then
Oh, so they can try it out.
You can try it out. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful! No, that's amazing. That's amazing because I was not thinking. Okay, they're both going to be selling the product, but also one of the great things also is because now you can actually taste before you buy, which is amazing because you don't want to be purchasing something. And then you get home, you eat it, and you're like,
yes, you're right.
I made a kind of a mistake.
No, you
But that's a big risk for you guys to take. I like that. I like that you guys are trying to pull
you have to take a risk.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is we're very confident in our products. So we're confident that the product is a winner. We're confident that the product is quality, that people will enjoy it.
No, I'm almost certain that you're quite. It's an even bigger risk to come onto radio and promote a product that isn't good.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure that the product is good, but also the reality is if it wasn't good, if your product wasn't good, you wouldn't be in business. You guys would have closed immediately because the reality is our people, if they don't like food, they will tell everyone. They will tell every single soul on the planet.
Yes.
They overpriced. The chicken isn't good.
Yeah.
But the fact that you guys are still here, the fact you guys have grown so much, the fact that all of this has happened, alhamdulillah, indicates that you guys are doing something very well. And I'm actually excited. I think I'm also going to try. Maybe I should try that. But fair, my mother's. Maybe I can entice my mother to come through to the festival even more.
Please let me come. And it's going to be not only about the food. We want to give you an experience. So we have a few surprises in the end. At our store. Yeah, there's going to be a few surprises. I don't want to mention too much.
Don't spoil it.
But so come to and it will be an experience.
Yes.
Let us put it.
If anybody's watching on the live, you can probably see Yusuf smile, and by that smile alone, I can indicate that the surprise will be something great.
It's an experience.
It's experience.
Yes.
Like a lot of when somebody says they have a surprise and they're just smiling, and it makes it very enticing. But what I like about your business also is the fact that you mentioned there working with the community. Not only are you conscious of the consumer, you're conscious of the auntie and the uncles out there, and the average consumer in regards to the pricing of how inflation has affected them. The reality is that you can't sell things too expensive, and you have to make it very cost effective. But also the fact that you guys also cater towards small businesses. That is something I find very interesting because, as you know, in our community sometimes it's a little bit of a bad thing where businesses don't want to work together to find success, which is kind of disheartening because the reality is, as a community, as Muslims, we should be standing together and trying to find each other's success. But as you mentioned that you guys actually support small businesses, correct?
Yeah, we believe, we believe in it. I mean, as we Muslims, we believe that whatever's put out for you is put out for you. You won't earn a cent more or a cent less than what's put out for you, what's written by Allah. So that's our philosophy. You can't deny somebody else a risk, something like that. So having said that, our philosophy is we want to help small businesses grow. We count ourselves as a small business. We're a small business. We've got a small shop in Access Park. So we see ourselves as small business. I mean, we want to help other small businesses grow as well. And our doors are open to anybody. Anybody can come in there and they can... If you're looking maybe at like bulk buying, you want to do your own something on the side, we're more than willing to help. More than willing to help.
No, that's wonderful.
Even the restaurants, many restaurants, they come, they're just like another small type of business. They purchase from us.
No, that's wonderful. No, I highly applaud that because it's always great to see not only a business that is conscious of the reality that they come from the community, that is in essence every individual that starts a business from the community is a product of the community. You don't become a success by your lonesome. You become a success through not only your family but your neighbors, du'as, things of that nature. You are a product of the community. Recognizing that and recognizing the reality that your success is because of the community and giving back to the community is always warming, because the reality is when a business comes to you and they use your products and they become successful, they only order more from you. Yes. So it's a benefit to every single individual involved. So there's never really a reason as to why we shouldn't be working together. I think it's a very close-minded affair to think in that nature. But I also want to say that for those out there that are coming through and maybe you're a business owner, not only can you come to the store and maybe test out what they have for your own homes, for your own kitchen, but also you can see what you can maybe use at your own stalls, your own food stalls, your own businesses, your restaurants. Because the reality is, the reality is, of course, that the price for everything going up, you guys are offering a competitive price.
Competitive prices.
Competitive prices that are quality, and you guys are willing to work with businesses.
Yes.
This is I highly recommend that if any individuals out there, you have your own business, come on through. Taste it.
Come to the festival, come to the store. We open. I mean, also follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. We're quite active on those platforms. WhatsApp, we have a WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp us, and we're trying to connect with the community.
No,
As you mentioned, the community. That's how we with Voice of the Cape, we realize how community driven your radio station is.
Yes.
And your listeners, you have a wide listenership, and alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. No. This show, this station is a product of the community that gives back to the community. I host the show primarily to promote businesses. I don't really get much out of this. I don't even like the camera on me sometimes. But I honestly believe that there are businesses, as Cape Chicks are out there, that are small businesses offering something different, offering an experience, as you mentioned, offering something just different to the usual, different to the commercial shops and so on and so forth. And those businesses need an avenue to explore, or rather promote themselves, or rather and give insight back into the community. That's why the show exists, for not only you to come on board and to promote your business, but also for the listeners to understand, as you've already given insight into the reality of being a business owner, the reality of you have to just take the risk. You have to make dua, you have to ask Allah for guidance.
Constantly.
And that is the only thing you can do, but you just have to take that step forward. Yes. And with that being said, I also want people to come and take that step towards the festival. Yes. And not only can you enjoy the rides, not only can you get something to, or rather something to wear, because there's going to be fashion articles on sale, but you can also taste Cape Chicks products. And the surprises, Yusuf isn't going to tell me the surprise all. He's hiding it like a well-kept secret.
It's an experience. Let's put it that way.
An experience. I'm very curious on this. I'm going to be working all weekend. I'm going to come to Cape Chicks. I just want to see what the surprise is, because you're smiling, and a person that says, "Yo, I have a big surprise," and they're smiling like you are. It can't fail.
It's more like we want to interact with the crowd. We want to interact with the community. So based around that.
No, wonderful, wonderful. As I said, that mentality of going back into the community is something absolutely wonderful. I highly applaud it. But what I also applaud is the reality of what you keep mentioning, experience. Because what you've come on here with is not just the reality of we're selling a product,
Yes.
because you are selling a product. What sets you apart is, of course, the experience factor. And I think a lot of businesses often at times forget about that reality. That a lot of the times people come to your store not because you're selling the lowest product. Sometimes not even because you're selling the lowest products. It's because there's something about your store that attracts them in terms of the experience, the customer service, and going from what you guys place big emphasis on that, isn't
Very
it?
big. We really emphasize the experience. Every single thing is taken care of. Every single thing, every single detail is, looked at. I mean, even the scent of the store. The store must smell nice. When person walks in, they must feel comfortable, clean. You know, things like that there.
No, that's very important.
Yeah, that's very, very important for us. The experience. And the customer, we don't look at a customer as being just a normal customer. It's a relationship that we have with the customer.
No, that's wonderful. That's also something I would recommend, of course, for the listeners out there that are hoping to start their own business or have their own businesses. A lot of the times, I think there was some study in regards to how restaurants operate. And the reality is that a lot of restaurants are not really the best in product, or rather the best food. It's not like that. It's more so the experience.
Yes.
It's the reality that if the person sits down or the person walks in, do they feel like they're at home? Do they feel like they can be themselves, or they can do what they want, or rather not rather do what they want, but rather they feel comfortable in the store? And we've all had an experience where we go to a store and it's so, I don't know how to explain. It can be clean as a whistle sometimes, but if the customer service isn't there, if that feeling of like, this is a community store, if the feeling of how you explained it, of recognizing the reality, what, we are from the community, we're trying to help everybody that comes through, because you've mentioned the fact that if a small business came through, they were buying ice cream to just sell outside, and you guys assisted them, and that for me is very enlightening, and that's why I highly recommend people come through. Of course, if you can't make it out now, if you can't go out tomorrow and go to Access Park and go and access Cape Chicks, I recommend then you just go to the festival.
Come to the festival.
Yes, come to the festival. Enjoy the festivities.
Come meet us.
And meet Cape Chick. But Yusuf, we're actually running out of time. It's actually quite bizarre. It feels like we haven't even spoken enough, but we're actually running out of time. And I actually wanted to inquire from you in regards to that. For the listeners out there, for those that want to know how they can get in contact with you, you didn't mention that you have an Instagram, you have a WhatsApp, you have a physical store. How can they do so?
Yeah, so we put a lot of emphasis into social media, because that's where people connect. So follow us on Instagram, Cape Chick ZA. Follow us on Facebook, and we have our WhatsApp number. So can I give a number?
No, you can give out the number.
061 525 1010.
Wait, that's 061
525
525 1010.
So yeah, WhatsApp us. I mean, everybody's on WhatsApp. Follow us on Instagram, and connect with us. Besides visiting the store, you guys can connect with us like that.
Yes. And now I have to ask you another question that I didn't actually send through to you before the show. As I mentioned before, all the questions are also dynamic. They come as they go. But also, there's one question I always ask, and that question I always leave as a surprise, because I always just want to know in regards to the business future, or rather your thoughts going into the future. And your business has operated for about 5 months, as you mentioned. Yes. So I'm going to ask you in regards to that. Where do you see yourself, let's say, you started after Ramadan this year. Where do you see yourselves maybe next year after Ramadan?
Next year Ramadan, well, hopefully we'll still be connected to the Voice of the Cape, interviewing.
Hopefully, inshallah.
Inshallah. But yeah, so we just take it one day at a time, one challenge at a time, and yeah, we'll see from there. We just want to, for us, our emphasis now at the moment is to build a brand. To build Cape Chicks being like, when people think about Cape Chicks, they might just think about quality and things like that. And inshallah, after that, once our brand is, then
you can think of expanding.
Then we can think about expanding. But we're not thinking too far,
You know that you're one of the first few people that have come on and said, we don't actually have anything. Well, we have. I'm sure you have.
We're back of our mind.
In the back of your mind, every entrepreneur has, we're going to be the big thing. We're going to be out there here and about from here to Timbuktu. We're going to be there. But what I like about you is your pragmatic approach.
And we want to build a brand, we want to build trust with the
Exactly.
community, we want to build that relationship with the community. And inshallah, after it, Allah will take care of the rest.
Truly, because once you have the du'as of the people and once you're
Right.
connected to the uncles and aunties, everything just goes up.
You're right,
Once you
100%
have the community, once you have the community in your heart, it only gets better. It
100%.
only gets better. But I believe we are going to have to end the show now, or rather conclude. Yes, we have to conclude. Unfortunately, Yusuf, I want to say shukran to you.
Shukran to you, Daanyaal.
No.
It's a very good
Shukran to
experience.
you for coming on board because I absolutely enjoy this. I love the fact that you talked about the community, the fact that you talked about a brand, and the fact that you talked about experience more so than anything else. And that is
And quality products.
And the quality product.
Yeah.
And the quality products, of course, can't forget that.
That's right,
But
yeah.
also
That's
those
right.
quality products will be available at the festival. So
Inshallah.
if anybody wants to come through, they can come and taste it. I highly recommend you go through. I'll be there, so you can probably see me eating something there, no problem.
Inshallah.
I have no shame. I will be there, and
So
I'll
come
probably
around,
try.
come to our store.
I will probably try a couple of things, and then I'll probably tell my mommy, we should purchase this thing now, and we should come now. Anyway, Yusuf, shukran so much for coming.
Shukran so much to you too, Daanyaal. We really appreciate
No
your time, and
problem.
shukran to your listeners for listening to us.
No problem.
Really appreciate
To all of the listeners listening and those on Facebook, I bid you adieu. Next week will be another episode of the Daily Grind. And remember, come through to the Voice of the Cape Festival. I'll be there. Everybody will be there. Every single person will be there. But from my side, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My radio station, your radio station, our radio station, the